over a year ago, 𝗦𝗍𝗍𝗶 turned the modeling space upside down with the release of this, the TONEX pedal. Now at the time of its release, the TONEX pedal was really cool and unique because it allowed you to take any models that you had created with the TONEX software on your computer and load them up onto what is essentially a player. You have some advanced controls on here, you have a reverb and you have a compressor, but essentially it is a tone model player. And it was praised for doing all of that and coming in at only $399, but 𝗦𝗍𝗍𝗶 didn't stop here. They actually have this now. This is the TONEX ONE pedal. The TONEX ONE pedal features the same advanced AI machine modeling technology that is found in the original TONEX pedal and the TONEX software. You can play models with amps, amps plus cabinets, combos, or distortion, overdrive, fuzz, boost, or EQ pedals with the TONEX ONE pedal. The TONEX ONE pedal stores up to 20 tone model presets. You have gain, bass, mid, treble, and volume controls. There's also an onboard tuner, EQ, gate, compressor, and reverb. There are two types of modes that you can use with the TONEX ONE pedal. There is a dual mode and a stomp mode. The dual mode will allow you to A/B between two different tone models, whereas the stomp mode will allow you to turn one tone model on or off. There is a built-in global cabinet bypass if you want to connect this to a real amplifier and cabinet. We have a TRS stereo output so you can connect it to other pedals or even headphones if you want to. It runs on a standard 9-volt power supply, and it also works as a USB audio interface for recording via the USB-C port. And to top the whole thing off, for $179.99, you get access to TONEX SE so that you can start capturing your own amps, cabs, or even pedals. It's tiny, it will fit on any pedal board. And this comes in at $179.99 US. So in my mind, there's two types of people that really benefit from something like this, and that is people who already own the TONEX pedal that wanted an additional tone model, like if you have an amplifier and you want to be able to boost it with a boost pedal, you can only load one tone model in the TONEX pedal at a time, but if you had another one like this, see what's going on here? You could actually load your overdrive onto the TONEX ONE and then boost the TONEX pedal. The other person would be maybe $399 is just a little bit outside of your comfort zone if you wanted to dip your toes into this ecosystem. You know, maybe $399 is a little too much. Well, this one's $179.99, and I really don't think that you're gonna get anything that does all of the stuff that this pedal does for much cheaper than that. So this is a pretty big win in my mind, but of course, let's put this thing through its paces. Now, in full disclosure, 𝗦𝗍𝗍𝗶 did sponsor this video, but I'm already a big fan of the 𝗦𝗍𝗍𝗶 ecosystem and their stuff. I use a lot of 𝗦𝗍𝗍𝗶 products in my daily workflow, like their studio monitors, the Amplitude 5 software. I'm just a big fan, so I'm already biased. So I'm going to do my best to just keep my opinions out of the video and just let the stuff speak for itself. So let's try it out. What's up, guys? I have the TONEX ONE pedal plugged into my computer here. I have the TONEX software opened up. And the reason that I have the TONEX software opened up here at my computer is I think that this demonstrates visually a lot more of what this pedal does, because despite its lack of knobs, you can actually do a lot with this tiny little pedal. So we're in dual mode right now, and just like with the TONEX pedal, we can drag and drop whatever we want into these slots here, or even into our pedal library. It's really versatile in that way. And you can see in the AB slots, I have my 𝗦𝗍𝗍𝗶 MK2, which is available on the TONEX platform if you want to download that. And I also have a tone model of my Satan amplifier with the kill switch on. Now, if I want to go over into stomp mode, I can use the software and just click over to stomp mode, but I want to demonstrate what you can actually physically do on the pedal. So if we want to go into stomp mode here, what we have to do is put the pedal into global mode. And the way that we do that is by holding down the Alt button for 6 seconds. So you can see that it blinks once. Now we're in safety mode. What safety mode does is every time I try to adjust something, it blinks. That's just so you don't accidentally adjust something when you're playing live or whatever. It kind of like locks the pedal down so it can't be accidentally adjusted. So if we continue to hold this down, the first two knobs turn green, and now we are in global mode. Now, if we want to switch from stomp to dual in global mode, we can just rotate the bass knob and it turns orange. When it turns orange, we are now in stomp mode. If we go all the way left, we're in dual mode. There are some other really useful settings that you might want to know about while you are in global mode though. The mid knob controls the global cab bypass for all presets. So if we rotate it all the way to the left while it's green, it's on. Rotate it to the right, orange, it is off. And then the last knob here, the treble knob, actually controls our input trim. So if I take my guitar, you can see the light on the pedal is turning red, so we're actually clipping. And right about there is where the input trim should be set. If we're too low, it's gonna be a very dim green color, but you can see when it turns bright green like that, just below clipping, we're good. And then lastly, in the global settings, the volume control controls your global volume, so the total overall volume for your pedal. Now there's two other modes with this pedal. One of them is pretty obvious. You'll notice on these knobs here, you have bass, and then underneath that it says gate. So if you want to switch between those, you just press the Alt button, and then while these lights are blinking, you are actually controlling the secondary function Let's turn the alternate mode off. The other one is browsing mode, and this is where it gets a little bit interesting. So if we hold down the foot switch and then we click the Alt button, you'll see that we get like these green, purple, and orange lights here. These represent the different preset slots that you see on the screen, and you can see when I rotate this, I can actually browse the 20 different tone models that are stored inside. Now, without the benefit of the screen on the pedal, you have to write these down or just use your ears to decide what you're dialing in. But you can see we can go through all 20 different tone models that are stored in the pedal library and switch them there if we want to. And then if we press the button, it takes us to channel B and so on and so forth, and we can adjust these there. Now again, if we wanted to go to stop mode, we hold this down until we get to the global settings. We'll see our pedal change colors there. There it is. And we take this over to orange. So now the pedal is in stomp mode, where we will use it in conjunction with the TONEX pedal in the next part of the video. Let's do that. What's up, everybody? I am plugged into the TONEX One pedal. I have that plugged into the OG TONEX pedal, and that is plugged into this higher power amp pedal, higher power amp pedal, powering this Ingle standard 4x12 cabinet, mic'd up with a Voodoo Ribbon 1 microphone from 𝗦𝗑e Electronics. What you're hearing is what I'm hearing, more or less, sitting right next to this thing. Let me explain how I have this hooked up and why. I am plugged into the TONEX One pedal. We have a tone model of a TS-808 in there that is boosting the TONEX pedal, which has a tone model of my VHT Deliverance 120. If you are interested in that model, you can get it on the TONEX marketplace. The way that I like to use these pedals personally is with a power amp and with an actual cabinet, you know, just emulating real analog gear. You can use these with cab IRs built in. If you just wanted a pedal board to run in front of house or something like that, like you don't want this whole configuration of things here, you can do that. This is just the way that I like to run it, but you know, one of the advantages of the TONEX pedal, you have more controls, you have more features, a lot more in-depth parameters, I would say. With the TONEX One pedal, you have fewer save slots, but like I showed earlier, you do have quite a bit of control over what you can do with those 20 save slots. Okay, this is what the Deliverance 120 tone model sounds like without a boost. With the boost, I mean, it's like boosting an actual amplifier. It takes a boost very, very well. Let's try another amp here real quick, and then I'm gonna bypass the TONEX pedal and just use the duo mode on the TONEX One pedal, so that way you can hear the tone models that we loaded up earlier. Okay, this is a model of my Crankenstein. We have the boost off. Let's boost this guy. And I have the boost set up to boost that Deliverance tone model that I had, and I cut all the bass out of it. But on this one, it's almost like too much. So let's just dial these back to about their neutral settings. Pretty good, man. Let's bypass this guy here. Okay, so here's my 𝗦𝗏𝗡𝗔𝗟 tone model in just the TONEX ONE pedal. We have the TONEX pedal bypassed. So like you can hear, if you just want the TONEX ONE pedal to load up tone models of amplifiers or whatever, it works really well for that as well. It works really well for that as well. You know what I'm trying to say? Let's go over here. This is my Randall Satan tone model. This one's a little dark. We could probably boost the treble a little bit. Alright, if you guys like this video, make sure to let me know by hitting the like button. If you like what I do here on this channel, consider subscribing or joining us over on Patreon, where you get access to all sorts of early content, things like that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.